Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases.
For more, we go to our chief Sunny Hostin correspondent for a reaction.
Sunny Hostin may have thought she was having an unusually rough week, until Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus stepped in and flipped the moment into a full-scale media spectacle. What started as uncomfortable headlines about her husband's reported $450 million legal situation quickly turned into a wave of sharp humor and pointed commentary. Gutfeld brought rapid-fire sarcasm. Tyrus delivered heavyweight punchlines, and Sunny responded with a silence that said more than words ever could. Beneath the jokes were serious questions about transparency, accountability, and how quickly the spotlight shifts when the tables turn. What unfolded felt less like daytime television and more like a courtroom drama colliding with late-night satire.
About 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, you know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, you know, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
And it is funny. She's so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who.
For years, Sunny has played the role of legal authority on The View, offering firm opinions with the confidence of someone delivering final judgments. Her commentary often comes with moral certainty and little hesitation. But this time, the narrative flipped. News surrounding her husband's high-profile legal case placed her unexpectedly close to the kind of scrutiny she's long directed at others. The irony was impossible to ignore. The courtroom themes she once analyzed from a distance suddenly became personal, transforming her usual role as commentator into someone navigating an uncomfortable spotlight.
Man that will go after white America and talk about them like dogs. That doesn't represent our ideals or values for anyone. And get rid of those people, and this will clear up real quick. So do you have to actually look in the mirror and clean up your own backyard and get the racist people out? Because that's who you allowed in. You allowed black racist on TV who could just go all day and say anything about white people. And I guess lo and behold, they forgot that there's a lot of people at home, white people at home during the day that are not watching your show anymore. So just clean it up.
Yeah, you know, Emily.
That shift didn't go unnoticed by Gutfeld and Tyrus, who approached the situation with their signature mix of satire and criticism. For years, Sunny's on-air persona has leaned heavily into outrage and strong condemnations. Yet now, as questions swirled closer to home, the tone changed dramatically. Calls for patience and due process replaced fiery commentary. The contrast sparked commentary not just about the case itself, but about consistency in public discourse. What once sounded confident now felt cautious, and viewers were quick to notice the difference.
Hostin's obsession with race gets thrown back in her face. Today's video comes to us from Sunny Hostin. Sounds like a town. We're in Sunny Hostin. She was on PBS's Finding Your Roots, a show dedicated to researching celebrity ancestry. For context, Sunny is a staunch supporter of reparations and has made a fortune spewing nonsense about white privilege and racial justice. Well, turns out she's not as oppressed as she claims she is. She's actually the descendant of slave owners from...
When controversies involve public figures outside her circle, Sunny rarely hesitates to speak. But when the attention turned inward, her restraint became striking. That silence became a focal point for Gutfeld and Tyrus, who framed it as an example of selective outrage. Armed with humor and pointed observations, they leaned into the moment, highlighting how quickly perspectives can shift when personal stakes are involved.
Makes Sunny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all. Because everyone knows the moon caused the eclipse, which is controlled by the View's gravitational pull.
The timing only amplified the discussion. Gutfeld, known for skewering media contradictions, dissected the situation with a mix of wit and criticism. Tyrus followed with blunt humor, emphasizing the contrast between past commentary and present restraint. Reports about the legal case dominated online conversations, yet Sunny's on-air presence grew noticeably quieter. For critics, the moment raised questions about whether accountability is universal or conditional. The discussion wasn't just about one case, but about how standards are applied depending on who's involved.
Their brains are small. But who's the dumbest one of all? True, none of them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa? Perhaps it's Sunny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now, The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter.
Gutfeld and Tyrus pushed the point further, framing the situation as a textbook example of double standards in media culture. Their commentary wasn't focused on legal outcomes, but on optics and consistency. Meanwhile, Sunny's co-hosts, often outspoken during controversies, appeared unusually reserved. The energy that once fueled passionate debates seemed absent, prompting viewers to question why some stories receive wall-to-wall coverage while others are quietly avoided.
Sure, all that, and the price of butter. Sunny gets the game ball. If it wasn't for her, asking that question, it might have been a closer election. Listen, they're bitter, they're angry, they're entitled. They also should be. This should have been a reset for everyone who pushed lies and misinformation for the last. They call them Hitler. They call these things. America rejected them, and instead of coming back and saying we lied, they instead are now doubling down. So let her keep doing it, because if she keeps that up, we're going to keep getting the Senate and probably the House and the White House, because people see right through your lies. So keep doing what you're doing. Game ball.
Online reactions poured in quickly. Social media lit up with commentary, memes, and debates about fairness and credibility. Gutfeld used the moment to argue that media elites often demand accountability until it becomes inconvenient. Tyrus echoed that sentiment, suggesting that moral authority loses weight when it appears selective. The discussion expanded beyond one show, tapping into broader frustration with perceived inconsistency across mainstream media platforms.
Time. You're right. Anytime she says something stupid, I'm going to go, slave owner! Kat, I just watched that. That's the second time I've watched that. She was tipped off beforehand, right? Because they had to tell her before, so she had time to regroup. They wouldn't just surprise. Really? You think? No?
I don't know. I feel like she could have maybe done better. Okay, here's the thing. One thing, and I would have even actually not give her any, is she said, well, I guess that's just what they did back then.
Yeah.
She should have followed that up with saying something along the lines of, and I understand that that's a departure from the way I've talked about this before.
What stood out most was how The View itself addressed or didn't address the situation. Segments continued as usual, with no direct acknowledgement. For some viewers, that silence felt intentional. Gutfeld closed his segment with a pointed remark about accountability, delivered with unmistakable irony. Tyrus added a knowing look that underscored the message. Together, they framed the situation as emblematic of a larger media problem. Strong opinions when it's safe, hesitation when it's personal.
It's not even that. And The View, you don't need to find Trumpers. You need to fire your race baiters.
Yeah.
You need to fire the two races. You've had people. You had a McCain on there. You've had people on there before, and you ran them off. Mm-hmm. So the racist ones who want to stick to this, Whoopi and Sunny, and the, was it Bette Midler? What's her name? Yeah, broke-ass Bette Midler. Fire them and bring people in. Maybe you could get McCain to come back.
Supporters argue Sunny shouldn't be judged for circumstances involving her spouse, and that perspective resonates with many. Still, critics point out that her past commentary often extended scrutiny beyond individuals to families and associations. That contrast fuels ongoing debate. As more details surface publicly, the pressure for clarity may increase. Whether Sunny chooses to address the situation directly or maintain silence, the discussion around credibility and consistency isn't fading anytime soon.
That's not what I read. The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. Worse, if your name has the word sun in it, there's no excuse for not knowing how an eclipse works. But it's no surprise that Joy is the one who understands science. She's been on the science diet for years.
On air, Sunny's demeanor shifted noticeably. The confident legal analyst audiences were used to seeing gave way to careful restraint. Moments that once inspired long explanations now passed quietly. Viewers picked up on every pause, glance, and change in body language. It wasn't accusation, it was observation. The contrast between past confidence and present caution became part of the conversation, with audiences reading between the lines.
She is shaming descendants of this. Will she continue to do that when she is now one of them, Dana? And it is funny. She's so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
As conversations drifted toward topics like accountability or ethics, Sunny appeared increasingly disengaged. Viewers noticed her pulling back from debates she once dominated. Gutfeld, known for noticing subtle details, highlighted those moments as telling. The silence wasn't interpreted as neutrality. It became part of the story itself. For an audience accustomed to strong opinions, the absence of commentary felt unusual and revealing.
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years?
5 years. It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He
Exactly.
throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy.
In the end, Gutfeld and Tyrus didn't claim scandal, they highlighted irony. Their commentary served as a reminder that public figures who speak loudly about accountability may one day face it themselves. Whether Sunny rebounds or reframes the narrative remains to be seen. What's certain is that viewers are watching closely. In a media landscape driven by judgment and commentary, consistency matters. And when it appears to waver, the audience notices. The lesson isn't about downfall, it's about perspective. When the spotlight turns inward, even the most confident voices must reckon with it.